So the harvest is plentiful, and God is looking for workers. So the question for us is will we be a worker? Am I willing to be a worker in God's kingdom? The bottom line is they won't know unless we tell them. Romans 10:14 says, "How can they believe in him if they've never heard of him? And how can they hear about him unless someone tells him?" And so the thing I'm really excited about tonight is I'm going to share with you a tool that we have used at San Diego State, and there's nothing fancy or magical about this tool, but it's something I think that the thing that makes me excited, it's very doable, and it's not very awkward. It's a very natural way to share your faith, and we call it gospel appointments. And so the technical definition of gospel appointments is an appointment to share the gospel. And so it's a set-aside time to sit with someone and just share the gospel with him. It's not very complicated. And we've been using it for a number of years, and God has been using it to lead people to Christ. And our students are beginning to get excited about doing gospel appointments also. And so I wanted to give you several reasons why I think they're really strategic real quick. And then we're going to take a short break, and you're going to discuss a little bit. And then I'm going to give you how to do it. So the first reason is that they're simple. They're simple to set up and do. And so if anyone can be trained to do a gospel appointment. Second is gospel appointments are personal. So you are meeting one-on-one or with two people, with one person, and you have a chance to really get to know that person. And so it's not just this quick thing where I'm just going to do a drive-by evangelism. That's fine to do sometimes, but it's a great way to be personal. Third is gospel appointments minimize distractions. I know for me, sometimes we will do surveys and stuff on campus, and it's a good tool to use, but sometimes we'll be sharing the gospel, and there'll just be a distraction. It's crazy how many distractions can come up when you're sharing the gospel. And when you have a gospel appointment, you have a chance to choose the place and the time, and you can choose somewhere that has the least amount of distractions. Another thing that gospel appointments do is it emphasizes the importance of what you're talking about. So when I set up a date night with my wife, it's showing her that I really care about her. It's showing her that I value the time that I spend with her. And so when you're setting up a gospel appointment with someone, you're showing them, hey, this is something that really matters to me, and it's worth setting up a set-aside time to do. It also gives you plenty of time to share a full gospel presentation. So you don't have to rush through. You can answer their questions. You can kind of relate back and forth with what it is. They also lead naturally into follow-up. So this is another cool thing. If you're connecting with that person one-on-one, then you have a chance to say, hey, let's just meet up again. Even if they don't receive Christ right there, you can say, hey, let's start studying the Gospel of John. Or you can say, hey, why don't you just come and check out our college ministry? You know one person now, so you can come and you can check it out. And so it's just a great way to build that relationship as well. And the last thing is that gospel appointments are effective. Well, that's kind of an obvious reason, right? But they work. And we've seen, I'll just tell you a few stories just this semester, so just this semester, these are stories from our student leaders that have been using them. And so there's a girl named Katie, and she is on the softball team at San Diego State. And she was able to do a gospel appointment with one of the other girls on her softball team named Erica. And Erica received Christ. And now Katie and Erica and a couple other girls from the softball team are doing a Bible study just with the softball girls. Another girl named Sarah was able to share with a freshman girl named Maddie, and Maddie came to know Christ. Nathaniel shared with a guy named Leonardo, and Leonardo also came to know Christ. And another one of our staff named Dana, she actually brought 2 upperclassmen with her. And that's another good thing. If you're doing this, then this is a great way to train other people how to share the gospel, because you can just bring them along with you. So she brought 2 upperclassmen, and they were sharing with a freshman girl named Nicole. And Nicole, God was obviously working on her life already, and she had come and checked out one of our tables on campus or signed a card or whatever, however we got her contact info. I don't really know. But anyway, we got her info and we got the meeting, and she was talking about how she watched the movie Silence. Have any of you guys seen that? And so she was watching, I heard it's pretty good, but she was watching the movie Silence, and it's about these missionaries, and she was kind of just curious spiritually, and that opened the door for her spiritual curiosity. And now Nicole actually received Christ right there, and now she is plugged in to our ministry. So that's just a few of the stories that these have all happened within the last few weeks in our ministry. And so this is something that I know it works if students will step out in faith and share. And so I want to give you guys a couple minutes. So I want you to find 5 people, so 5, split up in groups of 5 or 6, and kind of clump up, and you can discuss these 2 questions. So what has been your top reason for not sharing your faith? So maybe you can choose one of those fears. Which one of those fears is holding you back personally? And then also discuss, why do you think gospel appointments are so effective in sharing? And so go ahead and just discuss those 2 questions. We're going to take like 5 minutes to do this, and then I'll come back up and I'll share how.